Never would I have believed that so much land lay hid above the clouds. Dredania is not as I imagined it. Alright. What about you, Alfie?
The histories make no reference to the existence of these ruins. Curious. Most curious. Did you see that sculpture to the west of here? I'm all but certain it was carved in the likeness of Saint Shiva.
I swear this weather wasn't like this.
We may have a small problem, Kupal. When the winds are high like this, Svelgar invariably abandons his lofty perch and heads to the lands below to hunt. If you tried blowing the horn now, I doubt he'd hear it. I suggest we stop at the clearing up ahead and rest until the wind dies down.
Fair enough. That's a long way down there. It's a long way down there. Beautiful bird. I like the Heavensward bird a lot. The big golden bird. I don't have my Stormblood one yet. I'm kind of bummed it's not golden. It's that red-tailed fox, right? Maybe there's more lore behind it that kind of justifies that. Well, this is goofy. Okay, I made it. So. Should be right here. So we made it to your clearing. What in the world is that? Midgar, you look enormous from this angle. You're not. But you look big. Who can say when the weather will turn? I have a mind to make camp.
And now the very elements conspire to delay our meeting with Svelgar. I must be patient. The fates make mock of us, to be so close.
This should do nicely, Kupal. The winds will have likely have died down by tomorrow, but until then we might as well make ourselves comfortable.
If we must interrupt our journey so close to its end, I suppose this place is as good as any, and mayhap a brief respite from the hardships of the road to help clear our minds in readiness for the coming parley. Very well then, I believe a campfire is in order. Leave the gathering of fuel to me. I acquired a keen nose for firewood during my time in the frozen wastes of Querthas.
Clear our minds. 'Tis Master Alphino whose mind needs clearing. The thought of meeting a great worm in the flesh has befuddled the boy. Do you see him stroll away as if these ruins were not crawling with deadly beasts? Follow him, me dear, and see that the wildlife does not make a meal of our young friend. We will have the camp ready by the time you return. That makes sense. Oh, now we got some distance to cover. Hello. Alright. Ride. And we're off. So it looks like the tree there to our left. Too far. Too far. Too far. Chat delay is real. Oh, I'm not on a range class anymore. I'm gonna go trigger this. And eat some more raisins. Oh, I get to fight a tree. A Malaya matron. Mmm. How nice. Okay. My Dragoon gear looks ridiculous. I think I can update it at the next time I'm at a rested point. It's not far. It's just across the ridge here. Sometimes they're far. Sometimes they're not. Right where this wind sprite is. And another Malaya Matron. Now, where's Alfie? I guess back then they didn't have the ability for him to be out in the world, because now this would be done with that escort technology. I think it'd be a lot better. That we could kind of walk with him and he could chat as he looks around for firewood and tell us all why we need to go this way. But instead, he's not here. Why can't I ride? There we go. So now we go back. And this will be quest number 1 done for the day. Nice and easy. First one was really fast. Just protect Alfie. Some of them have been like literally just talk to people, especially when they're cutscene based. You basically come out of the cutscene and complete a quest.
I was right to see you worry about the boy's safety. Once Alphino returns with the wood, we can see about supper. The Ice Queen has filled a pot with what looks like stew ingredients ready for the fire.
Few things compare to the simple pleasure of sitting beside a crackling campfire of one's own making.
Ah, so speaks the great explorer. Until recently, you wouldn't have recognized firewood if it came with kindling and a flint.
'Tis well you instructed me so patiently, then. But yes, left to my own devices, I would have been compelled to signal to your sail with a pile of damp leaves. I was born the pampered son of a Charleyan dignitary, and, alongside my twin, became the youngest student to ever be accepted into the studium. How proud I was to match wits with scholars and philosophers, and how ignorant of mine own shortcomings. That hubris invited manipulation and betrayal, and led to the downfall of the Scions. We all of us are guilty of similar ignorance. How many men lay down their lives, never knowing what it is they fight for, never questioning that which they have been taught to believe? 'Twas only upon meeting Rhys Velgar that I learned the truth hidden within our history. Were it not for that chance encounter, I would never have vowed to tear down the Holy See and expunge the falsehoods which it fans the flames of conflict. I would have lived and died in ignorance. That the truth has driven me to do terrible things, I cannot deny, but I would rather sin in the pursuit of peace than imagine myself virtuous from perpetuating a needless war. If this journey has taught me anything, it is that the importance and the difficulty of holding one's convictions in the face of failure, of striving always to replace one's ignorance with knowledge.
You are well on your way, Master Alphino. At your age, I was but a fool swinging a spear, with scarcely a thought in my head. Even now, I struggle to acknowledge the misconceptions under which I have labored.
Sitting here, amongst these grand ruins, how can I deny that man and dragon once lived in peace? But, for all that such an age existed, we are now in a time of war. Nidhogg killed my family, and no quirk of history will exonerate him. I may be ignorant of how the Dragonsong War began, but if we do not put an end to this conflict now, I can say for a certainty that it will only breed more vengeful souls such as mine. In my hands resides the power to vanquish a great worm. If Ishgard's survival rests on me wielding that power, I will slay Nidhogg myself, orders or no.
Istinian, you gave your word.
My word is contingent upon the success of our parley. Show me the strength of your convictions, Lady Iceheart. Convince Reisvelga of the righteousness of your cause.
Doubtful. Not but that I shall, Dragoon. Well, when's willing, we shall have our answers on the morrow. Let us sleep now, and face our fate with the rising of the sun.
I bet that was voice acted. And I bet that it wasn't for me because I did an MSQ roulette yesterday and I didn't want to listen to them shout at me. No, voice is on. That's shocking. That is shocking that that's not voice acted. With how much was voice acted yesterday, that is shocking.
Whenever you are ready, Warrior of Light, full eager am I to gaze upon this great worm.
We must succeed in winning Reisvelga to our cause. Lend me your resolve, Saint Shiva. I trust you are well rested, Meteor. Good. If we are to parley with Reisvelga, then we shall each have need of the full complement of our wits.
I don't know how you guys take this weather as better. This weather is still umbral static. Okay.
The campfire was so cozy. I must have fallen asleep, Kupol. But do you know how the winds have shifted? They will have borne Reisvelga back to the skies above Zenith, I'm sure of it. This is your chance to climb to the highest floor of the palace to summon him with a toot of that shiny horn, so, I'll be heading back now, if that's all the same to you. Good luck, Kupol. It was nice knowing you.
Perfect. Zenith. Here we go. This is awesome. So is this where they live together? Oh, in harmony here? It's pretty cool. Do I know how the quest, dungeons, and trial counts got calculated? Chris broke them down. So, you added the right person. I mean, he knew I limited him to 4 days. I said 4 days, and I want them to all to be manageable in length. So, like, he was stuck. It wasn't just story pacing, it was also my pacing. This is the first time you felt small in this game. They did a great job. They did a great job. The characters say this is the architecture style of Ishgard. It's not. This is totally different. I understand it's using the same materials. This is totally different. There's so much verticality here.
Way beyond Ishgard. Ishgard has human scale verticality. This is fantastical. This would not be possible without the help of something that greater than humans. Whatever this is. It's pretty incredible. And the fact that they were only peaceful for, what, 200 years? Like, honestly, 200 years is fast to build this. A lot of Gothic churches took a whole lifetime. There were families of master builders that traveled to do these Gothic churches. They took a long time to build, decades. And so, they could be very dangerous job sites. So for this to be 200 years, honestly feels fast. For it to have been built to this scale and this resilience, the fact that it's still here.
It is time, Warrior of Light.
Lend me your resolve, Saint Shiva. So this is the place.
This is it. I'm gonna toot this horn. Toot it. Yep.
Look how little we are.
That's a Rothgar.
This Anlusi Anwar.
Mortals, why do you disturb my solitude?
Grace, Velga.
S in MR. Waymorn MER. Skolar.
Thou speakest the name of a creature that but awaiteth the release of oblivion. Leave me.
By the 12. Mine ears hear the tongue of dragons, yet the meaning rings clear within my mind. How can that be?
Racevelga, do you not remember me? 'Twas I whom you found in Dravania. I who glimpsed the truth. The truth about your past. About Shiva.
Do not speak her name, mortal.
But speak it I must! I have summoned Shiva's soul from the beyond and offered myself as her vessel. She has made her heart known to me.
Enya. Lis umwes. Aneshi esk in.
Foolish girl, thinkest thou my beloved spirit hath descended from the heavens?
En eski anshis li esishin.
That the secrets of her heart are thine to know?
I have surrendered mine to her. Do you not see, my love? I am Shiva reborn.
Esklai fool. Ineshi lai. Kano kisesole.
Gullible fool, the light but illuminated the past for thee. It did not grant thee omniscience.
Non shi esh olim, in esh in el olim.
The spirit thou hast summoned belongeth not to Shiva. 'Tis but a shade covered by thine own fancy.
I'm for is el ni an il ankin, lis nesk nedi dranan, eskian unkin nesh, ikin monesh ed.
In an age long past, mine own kin were guilty of like folly. Beguiled by the Dark One's lies, they attempted to resurrect a king among worms. Yet the divinity they called forth merely borrowed the semblance of my fallen brood brother.
Esk esh ed ol. Esk esh ul easy lis nice.
Such gods are not summoned, but created. Phantoms spun from the threads of misplaced faith.
Then the spirit that answered me.
Tene. Esh edi in esk in. Non esi somi shisin shin.
Was but thy dream of Shiva. Thy soul hath been corrupted by a deity of thine own making, child.
Be that as it may, Lord Hraesvelgar, Izel's desire to heal the rift between man and dragon is real, and it has borne us this far. We would spare both our kind and yours the ravages of this senseless war. Pray join your voice to ours in a call for peace and forgiveness.
Ten I el garin. Kako esom in.
Was he missing an eye? The tale of thy kind is one of avarice, treachery, and death, and thou wouldst speak to me of peace.
Slosk star ishiste.
He is missing an
Stosk in. An asai in nosk.
eye. Hark thee, mortal, to the naked truth. Then tell me thou deservest forgiveness.
Teto hamafo. Esk ein isor ul an. Dran il ul esk afashi.
1200 years ago, my beloved Shiva's sacrifice served to bring the end to the war twixt man and dragon, paving the way for an age of peace and cooperation.
Fia ein kinu. Losken stari strari dran. Lar hesne schnell.
2 centuries of harmony were to follow, during which time the Ellison learned much about us, not least that the eyes of a great worm are the wellspring of his strength.
Toha maftal. Feskdu for one istrasi. On lis el eshtaithon.
Was out of that selfish desire to possess the strength that King Thordan then conspired to undo all that our peoples had achieved together.
Sai el if in erned. Or ratatoska. Stray ul mornin.
With the aid of his Leal Knights, that most noble of Ellison lured my brood sister Ratoska into an ambush and took that from her which he craved.
Seski anuman lisna. Kasea. Selened Ermonikel, Eskian, Hesnestin, Is, Hesnestin, Asnist.
Fain would I strike the image from my mind, yet still the scene doth linger, of my brood sister's tattered corpse, defiled by her Elysian allies. They had torn out her eye and feasted upon them in the manner of wild.
Is Lunfta, Sithra, and Tuil, Kishan es Elra.
Yet that was not all. For from their bloody banquet the fiends had gained strength beyond that of mortal men. Even now, I labor to comprehend the enormity of their betrayal.
Sithmoni Ratatoska Nisheg Ed, for always in Dar.
Nidhogg was the first to learn of the atrocity, and he took to the skies, hungry for vengeance.
Kal Eikmon Thorn en Yui, Alefe in Leita, Borkin Ushkin in.
But though he slew Thordan and some few of his knights, their fellow butchers knew only too well where to aim their spears. With now practiced savagery, they set about my brood brother, sending him flailing from the
Salhes Shisnishka, Stadrana Moi.
And such is the truth the Holy See would keep hidden. Such was the beginning of the Dragon Song War.
Snodoan Ki, Ulteda Ma Azmornish.
'Tis a song my kind shall ne'er forget. And should 10,000 years pass and Ishgard crumble into dust,
your tale bears scant resemblance to the one I was taught. How convenient that it should absolve your kind of all responsibility. But tell me, dragon, why should I believe your version of events?
Mixai eski listain, non miki shisikin, kur ala aim el.
what thou choosest to believe is immaterial. The betrayal that yet haunts mine every waking moment is no less than the truth to my kind.
Sai an usin an thorn nizeg.
And Nidhogg meaneth for Thordan's people to suffer for this sin till the end of days.
Non lo I alamon a. Skor esk nik I es. Nes soi an in, do in an, olodra.
That which thou imaginest is a war of extinction, but is but a punishment, a siege of the spirits. Hast thou not seen those who tire of the torment, those who abandon their own and side with the dragonkin?
Ishgard's so-called heretics.
Sale orn I nesh iratatoska kin for elna. Sith is nesh dokin an.
Oh, that all the traitor's progeny bear a trace of Ratatoska's essence. But a single sip of our blood is enough to awaken it.
Then the seed lies within us.
Is ros esh idran. Oloson inizeg. Non nish I esk diedran en. Wa ulwa skola es
for this reason that those who abandon their loyalties are rewarded with a drink, and thus are they transformed, to join the ranks of Nidhogg's ever-growing army as newborn dragons. One by one, through the death or defection, my brood brother shall account for all the betrayer's children.
Ye gods, I have borne witness to such a transformation. Looked on as a heretic assumed the shape of a dragon. I imagined it some manner of Dravanian enchantment. But if any Ishgardian, regardless of allegiance, has such potential within them, 12 forgive us. To think of all the dragons we've slain!
War ulmon alaan asdrao.
There will be some, of course, who choose to fight until the bitter end, like the dragoon.
Kawol smain, korsu thrahal seskmoni, se'an in kinizeg.
But struggle as thou might, thy youthful vigor will be spent ere thou reachest 70, and Nidhogg shall remain to torment thine offspring.
Oft have I wondered why Nidhogg did not simply raze Ishgard to the ground. Now I have my answer. He has no intention of winning the Dragonsong War, for it is no war at all, but vengeance. An eternal requiem sung for his murdered sister.
In ice in drahor, ale inia in.
Thou hast the right of it, Dragon Slayer. Comprehendest thou now the futility of thy quest?
I have not come this far only to admit defeat. We can still return the eye to Nidhogg and beg forgiveness for our ancestors' crimes. Mayhap our words will sway him.
Ja an, lis as an in la tu ole ul in an hes isu.
Stubborn child, thou thinkest in mortal terms. Our perception of time is too broad for thee to grasp.
Mik du set in sohi, nosta no lis as dui for in.
'Tis a simple matter for thee to offer thine apologies. Thou didst not perpetrate the crime despite thy visions. The deeds of history seem distant to thee.
Ka an isi a ultran as nisek for. In lai as nesh I an iratatoska.
For a worm such as Nidhogg, however, that history is yet part of his present, as fresh as the blood that did gush from Ratoska's wounds. How could he not be driven mad?
In sith som ishi eskfa ulgar los an.
'Tis only by the calming embrace of Shiva's soul that mine own fury hath not consumed.
Snosk for an, non an lis I an. Skol I lens an. Skola.
But let us speak no more of what is done. My faith is your kind is spent, and I would be alone.
Well, Estinian's method wins. It's go time. We have no choice. There will be no peace.
Svelgar was every bit as awe-inspiring as I imagined. His voice fairly dripped with power, the will behind his words so undeniable that it transcended my ignorance of the dragon's tongue. 'Tis but a pity that I misliked what he said. Oh, so far did we travel,
even unto the very heavens themselves, only to be dismissed like unruly children. And far from mitigating this humiliation, the hidden truths that we have learned serve only to prove that our grand mission of peace was destined to fail from the first. Nothing will deter Nidhogg from his course.
I mean, not nothing. We could kill him.